stretching is when you hold the stretch for a long time. You can do those stretches on your own. All the stretches we did, you can do and hold. Just hold the stretch. But I prefer to do a lot of the dynamic movements because then it helps increase the blood circulation and it works up the muscles. Since we were all keeping here cold today, I didn't want to do a lot of static stretching and actually tear the muscle. If you do static stretching when your muscles are cold, then you will actually tear the muscle. So you're doing more damage than good in that scenario. Otherwise, you want to start off by warming up, doing some type of cardiovascular warm-up for 5 to 10 minutes, and then going through a static stretch routine. Do you guys have any other questions? Start off with, you're just doing 10 in each direction. After you finish 10 in each direction, we're doing 10 twists, and then we're bending. So twist 10 times to each side, just loosen up, and twist and bend 10 times on each side. General flexibility. So you're going to stand with a really wide stance, much wider than your shoulder width. Toes are pointed out at a 45-degree angle. Your arms are located about elbow width apart on the PVC pipe. So really wide grip. You're going to press the PVC pipe up over your head. Elbows are locked out. Shoulder blades are locked back. Keep your head in front of the PVC pipe. You're going to come down into a full squat. The first thing I want you to do is press your hips back. You're down. Come down to a full squat. If you're going like this, we've got some shoulder flexibility issues. If you're coming all the way forward, we've got some hip flexor issues. I just want you to do that so I can kind of give an assessment of where we are in terms of flexibility. I want you to do that 10 times, and I'll be walking around checking your form. Your heels should not come off the ground. If they are coming off the ground, you need to widen out your stance and point your toes out slightly. Get very low, much lower than most of you are going right now. Shoulder mobility. You're standing in the same position. Hands are more narrow, so it's going to limit the range of motion of your shoulders. You're going to touch all the way down to your feet. Come down to a full squat. Elbows are inside of the knees. Lift your arms up over your head. Head's pointing forward, and then stand up. Down to the toes. Squat down. Arms up. Stand up. This is an infant squat. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. You're going to kick your leg back, straight back. Without rotating your spine up, you're going to bring your leg out to the side. They call them fire hydrants because dogs pee on fire hydrants, right? Kind of looks like it. Alright, so we're doing 10 in each direction. So the second direction is just lifting out to the side and then kicking back and bringing it around. Kick out to the side, kick back, and bringing it around. 10 in each direction, 10 on each side. Try not to rotate your hips if all the motion is just coming from that hip socket. This is why I said hip mobility. In the Spider-Man lunge, this will help stretch out the hamstrings. So when you do that, we're going into a push-up position. Hands, wrists are underneath your elbow or underneath your shoulders. You bring your foot all the way out and around. Make sure your heel stays flat. Try to drop your elbow to the instep of your heel, and then bring it back. Switch sides. Try to drop the elbow, bring it back. 10 on each side. This will stretch the upper hamstring and the inner groin. If your heel is not flat on the ground, try to bring your foot out wider. Spider-Man lunge. Drop the elbow and then rotate up. So you're rotating up, looking directly at that hand, and then come back down. It's just one extra movement that adds a rotational component to the stretch. If your foot is not all the way on
Go ahead.
10 on each side. Arms stay flat on the ground the whole time, out to your side. Right V-sit, just like high school. Stretching out the groin, do a little V-sit, fast here. So you roll back, let your feet pull back behind you, stretch out your erector spine in, and then come forward into V-sit. V-sit, roll over, try to do it, sink.
I'm gonna come right here.
Oh,